Cowboy fans and YouTubers. It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan rant today. I'd like to thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting down below. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you do, please be respectful. But other than that, I don't give a damn. I want to rant today about a couple things. Get some shit off my chest. It's been a while. And let's open it up about the whole Dak shit, okay? One, I've been seeing this stuff now about the NFL talking about taking players' salaries and reducing them. Because, oh my God, we're not going to have the money that we thought we had for the salary cap next year because of the virus, so we're fucked. So you're fucked as players, and in all, that means the last CBA was fucked to begin with. I mean, this was the shit we were talking about to not sign the CBA before, well, at the time that they did, because anything could have happened and shit happened. And now the players are looking stupid and want to do concessions with the NFL, and it's going to turn out just as bad as the damn contract negotiation. You couldn't say that something like this was going to happen in the 10 years that y'all have these things signed for. But you should have always thought of contingencies, and that's what some of the players were trying to tell some of these young guys before they signed it, but they didn't give a fuck. They wanted their money. And as usual, they got fucked. This is not the first time they've been fucked in CBA negotiations, but it seems to be a continuous thing as these lower rung players keep just wanting to get their grubby hands on money, and that's it. They don't care about anything after them or any other players. And funny how y'all say Dak Prescott's greedy for being all these years in the league, taking minimum wage and trying to get his, but you got these clowns on the bottom rung still, and will probably forever be on the bottom rung, just taking the money and running them damn selves. But nobody calls them out. Nobody calls them greedy. You're like, sign the CBA. I want my football. Fuck it. Done on that rant. It's fucking ridiculous. You got Dak Prescott, who has, as usual, gone above and beyond. He has issued a statement on his Instagram about what's going on around the country and the world with the protesting. And he also is donating $1 million of his money to help police training and stop racism. Think about that. Think about that. He's donating $1 million of his own hard-earned cash to help police training. Now, you Dak haters who said the man ain't worth his money, he's donating $1 million, but the motherfucker ain't even earned $1 million in total NFL pay in 4 years. I think he has 650,000 at most in his 4 years of playing, as far as actual money he's gotten from the team. All this other money has been the endorsement money, and he's putting his money where his mouth is. So all you Dak haters, fuck you guys. The man's going above and beyond again and doing what he's got to do. That's more than I can say about the fucking NFL, who sent out a statement on Saturday that just sounded empty and just cold-hearted and didn't give a fuck. And players have come out to say that the NFL statement was bullshit, basically. And they're actually taking a stance against the NFL in their statement. The NFL doesn't care. They sit here and try and be nice with everybody and say that we're giving people platforms and we're working on this and that. Y'all been working on shit since Colin Kaepernick's been taking a knee, and ain't nothing changed. Y'all sitting up here blowing smoke up our asses and thinking something's gonna change when it never does. You're making statements that are empty because you don't change anything ever. You're saying that these players can use their platform to help bring about change and change the cultures and all this stuff. And yet, Colin Kaepernick took a silent knee during the national anthem and everybody criticized him. Everybody ostracized him. They blackballed him out the fucking league for doing a silent protest. And now you're telling players that this is a platform they can use to speak up? Are you fucking serious? If that ain't hypocritical shit, get out of here with that dumb shit. Oh my God. It's just fucking ridiculous how two-faced that they can be. Telling people they can use their platform and then going right about blackballing the guy who was doing that. That's done. Oh, it just gives you a headache, right? Let's see, what else we want to rant about today? Training camps. Training camps we're being told, the NFL sent out a memo that no team will be traveling for training camp. Now, some teams like the Cowboys, Pittsburgh, Washington, and who is it? The Chargers or somebody. There's other teams in the league just like the Cowboys that actually travel somewhere for the first part of their training camp and then go home to finish. Now, they do that because the training sites they go to have, I wouldn't say better facilities, but it's more equipped to handle all the people that are on the teams when you first start training camp. You have 90-man rosters, coaches, equipment people, staff, and they can't all fit, at their home places, training camps, or home facilities. That's why they travel. And as they start cutting down the rosters, that's when you start seeing them come home and having viable space for everybody. Now, the Cowboys have no problem doing that because they built the Star. And, that was forward thinking by Jerry to have a place where, in case this happened, that they can stay at home and do all the training they need and have all the facilities on site that they need to do this. Not every team has that luxury. So it's going to be tough for every team in the league to stay at home and get the same amount of training in training camp. But NFL doesn't give a shit. Why would they? They claim they want safety and health and all that, but they just want to get that product back on the TV as soon as possible to get some kind of revenue coming in. Because if every stadium in the league is not open for the fans, that's going to be a large hit on all the revenue that's going to count towards the salary cap next year. But that's the way they're trying to do right now. They're looking at other leagues to see how they're going to restart and see how that goes. I see Major League Soccer avoided a lockout, and they're trying to figure out something in Florida, just like the NBA, to just do tournaments and finish out their seasons. Baseball's trying to come back, but they're having problems with the players and the upper management, not seeing eye to eye on the money and all that. And that's the problem with some of these leagues, is that they don't have a singular leader to voice all their opinions. They're fighting amongst themselves. NFL definitely fights amongst itself. They never have everybody all on equal footing. That's why we have these problems with the CBA being voted and stuff over the years. NBA doesn't really have that kind of problem because Chris Paul is a very good player rep. They all have a single voice, and they voice it to him, and he voices it to Adam Silver. And it works. NHL, you don't hear about problems with them too often. But soccer, all the other sports don't really have those singular voices. You have singular players, that have voices, but they're not all saying the same things, you know? So it's kind of hard to represent all the players in your union when all the players aren't on the same page. And it's just hard to do, and I applaud the leagues that do have player reps that do take in consideration of everybody that they are representing. That also includes the ownership groups in all these leagues too, because not all owners are created equal either. From the baseball owners to the governors or whatever they want to call them in the NBA, to the owners in the NFL, not all of them say the same things. Not all of them treat each other equally. I mean, they go at each other sometimes, let alone worrying about what the players want. But their representative is supposed to be Roger Goodell. But you can see that Roger Goodell, for better or for worse, I think he's the fall guy when it comes to these owners, as they're the ones who are behind the scenes really pulling a bunch of strings. But Goodell has been the face of those string pullings, and it hasn't always looked great for him. But that's what he took on when he decided to run for commissioner and got it. Or elected as commissioner, or however it works. But yeah, I don't want to hold this up too damn long, because you know, it's fucking ridiculous, the world we live in right now. We got protests everywhere, and yet you forget there's still a virus out there. So all these people gathering, it's like they completely forgot there's a virus too. And there's just madness going on. It's crazy out there. I hope everybody stays safe, you know. Just because I wear this doesn't make me, you know, any luckier. I can get sick from the virus. I can get jumped by people who just see the badge and just don't like seeing the badge. So, that's how I feel about that. And there's a lot more, but I'm not going to get into it. You're not here for that kind of rhetoric. Trying to stick to strictly sports here. Not trying to, you know, force an agenda or anything. I just want to force my thoughts upon you. Can you sense it? Can you feel it? Just putting my thoughts out there. Let's see. Anything else going on? Mark Holmes did a video about Shannon Sharp two-facing it and doing an about face on Dak Prescott. Oh, yes. Not only Shannon Sharp, but some beat writers out there in Dallas are writing articles now saying that the Cowboys should have went defense instead of getting CD Lamb. Okay. Here's where shit gets fun. All the years past, we had Jason Garrett. We crucified, myself included, crucified that man for not taking the best player available and always drafting for need. And a lot of times he has reached. If it ain't him, it's whatever they input to Jerry Jones, and he has reached. And a lot of these guys, especially on defense, have been busts. Morris Claiborne, Taco Charlton, Tristan Hill, it looks like. Busts. Dez Bryant was pretty good for a couple of years, and then injuries caught up to him, unfortunately. All our offensive linemen have been great. Jack, Zeke. But it's been a large portion of recent years that the defense has just been shit. As far as, you know, drafting and free agency goes, you get a guy, they do well for that one time on contract season, and then they're gone. They don't bust a grape anywhere else, but they got paid. Just because they had that high profile of being with the Cowboys for a second. And to sit up here and say CD Lamb was a bad pick, and we just sat up here and busted Mike McCarthy's chops for preaching that best player available stuff, and then you go out and get, no offense to him, Clavon Chason or one of the safeties. We just sat up here and said, yeah, great move. And then you go and get the Eagles getting CD Lamb. And we'd have been like, fuck! Now how are we going to defend him? You ain't defending him with Clavon Chason, that's for damn sure. And if he doesn't get home for the quarterback, now we're watching CD Lamb going against us, running the other way, scoring touchdowns. And you're fucking wondering, why didn't we just pick him when we had him on the clock? Oh, duh. So, to write articles like that, when we did pretty damn well for that draft, that's funny to me. You can't rewrite that history. It happened. And y'all know damn well that if we went defense with the pick, we'd have probably been reaching no matter where we were. Well, no matter who the player was. I mean, they were on the board for a reason, and they stayed on the board quite a while. So, unless they come out here and start balling up, Clavon Chason gets 20 sacks in his first, second, third year. The safeties pick off 5-10 passes in their first 3 years or so. They're not worth it. But CD Lamb can make an immediate impact. And think about it. CD Lamb on a rookie contract, when in 1 or 2 years, it's time to pay Michael Gallup. Are the Cowboys going to be able to keep Gallup? If he doesn't stay, now you're going to be sitting here shitting yourself saying, damn, 2 years ago we should have had CD Lamb. We'd already had a replacement for Michael Gallup. Now we got to reach for another wide receiver, and we're fucked. You know, because we're not so damn bad that everybody keeps saying we're shit, but we're not that bad that we pick so high in the drafts. The only time in recent memory we picked so high in the draft is because we lost Tony Romo. Gee, you need a quarterback. Gee, we got one. We're not drafted so high anymore, but we're going to shit on the man because he wants to get paid. I don't know what these fans want. You're mad about losing, but then you're mad when the man wins. And then you're using 1 8-8 season to basically sum it all up on his career. Like, that one season was his whole career. That's stupid. But I'm done with the ranting. It's fucking ridiculous how we can do this, but there's nothing else going on. It's June. This is the quiet time in the NFL calendar if it was a normal season. So we get to sit and enjoy all the baseless rumors, rhetoric, all the baseless stories, stuff that we just make up to fill the days because reporters have nothing else to report. But check out what Dak Prescott put on his Instagram. It's good. It's poignant. It's moving. It's for people who hate him. That is the leader of our team. If not the leader, he's a leader of the team. He is the face of the franchise, and he's going to get compensated for it. And I hope it happens this year because Cowboys fuck around and screw this up. Lord knows where this is going to go, you know. But that's my rant for now. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm all over the place. A little peeved sometimes about what's going on in the sports world, in the real world. But that's all I got to say about that right now. Have a good day. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.